Hey, what's up YouTube and Instagram? This is 12 Virus with another figure review, a custom figure review, and today I will be reviewing my custom 3.0 base form Dragon Ball Z Broly. I did a 1.0 and a 2.0, which 2.0 ended up too bulky and big and just weird. So this 3.0 ended up way better. So I got the idea for this guy from another Instagrammer. I will uh, mention his name in the. I'll tag him on Instagram and then I'll mention it uh, on the YouTube video. But I can't think of it right now as I'm shooting the video because I think he made another new account. So I can't remember exactly, but he gave me the idea for the legs here, and then an idea of how to do the crotch, and then an idea for the head, which is a Trunks head, Android 21's legs, and then his idea for the crotch was to use Great Saiyaman Gohan's crotch, which would work out with the Trunks torso, but instead I use the Ultra Instinct Mastered Goku crotch with these legs, and then I used Ultra Instinct Mastered Goku's torso. That way it worked out perfectly, and then I used Trunks' head like he planned and told me, and then Android 21's legs like he told me. And then I used the Dragon Stars Broly's top of his boots, which that idea came directly from Dragonfire Customs. Um, so that was a great idea. And then I ended up using Trunks's boots, bottom parts for the feet, and I just sanded them down. That's why they don't look too much like Trunks's anymore. But all in all, I think he turned out great and amazing, and I love it. But anyway, so his articulation real quick. Down that much, back not very much, but then torso wise he can go back that far, forward this far, arm can go up that far, bicep rotation all the way around, and then his arm can also go all the way around as well. Butterfly joint comes out that much, and then double joint elbow for that much, and then his hinge barely works in there because the way his wrist was sculpted, but it does swivel all the way around, and then he can kick out that far because I made his skirt out of some fabric I got from Walmart, and then kick out to the side that far. He can do the splits all the way. Double joint knees for that far. He does have a thigh swivel right there, and then his foot can go down that far, up that far, and then it can go a little bit side to side, and then of course toe. So he turned out really well. Not too much sculpting for him. So for accessories, he has multiple hands here. He has a bunch of different faces for the Super Saiyan version. And then he's got this one for the black hair, which I haven't done the dark teal Super Saiyan version yet, which I plan to in the future. That's why I have this Trunks head over here. And then I had planned on making this Ultra Instinct Mastered Goku face a face for him, but I decided not to. Here's his alternate skirt piece for battle damage. Since it is, after all, an Ultra Instinct Mastered Goku's torso, it has some battle damage already. And then here is the Trunks head, which I just cut the bangs, the two pointy ones that came down. I just cut them off because I didn't want to do any more sculpting because I like the clear head for it. So that's that. Some eyed faces and I have multiples of them. So that way, later on, whenever I make a Super Saiyan head, I'll be good to go. Yeah, multiple of those. And then this head, which everyone hates this head, which is great. I love it. They're like, oh my god, that's so ugly. Which it is perfectly fine by me because I love this head. Because it is from an old Jax figure of Broly, which it ended up breaking. The foot broke off, which I could have repaired, but instead I was like, hey, I'll borrow his head, tweak it a little bit, so that way if I decide to ever repair it, I can just pop his head back on, remove the green from the eyes, and then there we go. But I don't really like repairing my older figures too much because they're classics and they should be complete and not repaired, in my opinion anyways. Now, I do plan on maybe eventually just getting another one. I'm sure I'll be able to find one, and if not, then I still have the gold-haired version, which has the pupils anyways, which this one did not. So I had to actually just dot those in. But the gold-haired version does have the pupils, and it's same type of face and everything, just gold hair and pupils. This one didn't, and came in a 2-pack with Super Saiyan Goten, which I have the Goten as well. But anyways, like I said, I just decided to use this ugly mug for an alternate head because that way my old Jax figure can live on through this custom, which, of course, I mean, I'm probably not going to display it that way, which I never do. I always have it in base. But that's still an option, and I like having options with my figures. So, for starters, we will split him apart. So that way I can take off skirt, pop on the damaged skirt to show off the Super Saiyan forms. Well, before I do, well, there went his hair. There we go. Now we just kind of bring his hair back, pretend like that didn't happen. For starters, before I do this, I want to show real quick what he looks like with the superhero Goku. So those two actually look really nice together. Broly is taller, not too massively tall, but he is taller. So that actually works. And then let's just bring in superhero Vegeta for some giggles. That works as well. Now, as opposed to the Dragon Ball Super Broly base form that we have gotten so far, they do not match up. The superhero version is quite taller, which I will actually get for this review real quick. He is significantly taller and more bulky, so they don't really work too great together. As you can tell, he just towers over him, which he's a little bit dusty. I need to dust him. So yeah, those two do not work. That's why I keep them separate on the shelf, which kind of bums me out. I hope that whenever we get a actual official SH Figuarts base form Dragon Ball Z Broly, hopefully he'll be at least as tall as that Super Broly, but not as bulky. But I understand why that one was bulkier, is because to kind of line up for Super Saiyan and non-Super Saiyan and Rage and whatnot. They wanted him to be bulky, but not too bulky, but not too skinny to where Super Saiyan looks weird. So he kind of ended up in between, which they may end up doing that if they do a Z Broly, because, of course, hopefully we'll end up with at least a dark tilled hair, or if not, a second coming hair or head for him. But we'll just see how that goes if we end up getting one. So, for starters, I will pop off his bangs. and then pop off his head, which I hate doing that because this piece where I made it to come off, if I wanted to, I always worry about it breaking, which it actually has broken. You can see right there a little white spot. That's because it's been super glued back. But first, we'll just pop this one on first. Kakarot. So, that's that head. Which, yes, it does look goofy. And the colors are, of course, different as well. But I didn't want to spend too much time on that one. So, we will also pop on this Super Saiyan head. There we go. And then let's do this face first. Line it up, pop it on. There's that. And then if you want him yelling, we got this one. And the bangs are upside down. And then last but not least, well, last pretty much, we have got this one. And then you can interchange his hands. I'm not going to show all the hands, just the ones that kind of look good, which are the fists, and then the open, like blast hands. We'll do those. Because all the hands are the Ultra Instinct Mastered Goku's hands. So everyone already pretty much knows what those look like. Which are the standard hands. Pop that out. Alright. There's that. Like from Broly's Second Coming. And for some giggles, well, not really giggles, but let's bring in his skirt is kind of shedding. Let's bring in, for comparison, let's just bring in Superhero Gohan. So that is these two together. So Broly still has some height on him, which works. So that actually looks pretty good. And then let's just measure him. Of course, I don't feel like really switching the heads back, so I'm not going to do that. We have, he's about 6 3/4 to the highest point of the hair. And then to his forehead, he is about 5 3/4. Well, let's go ahead and I'll do it off screen. That really hurt because I stabbed myself a lot. That hair is super sharp. So I definitely recommend being careful with that. Alright. This should not be taking that long because he's just a custom. But he does have a lot of parts. So, to the top of the highest point of the hair, he's about 6 and a little bit under 1/8, under 6 1/8. And to the top of the forehead, he is about 5 3/4, close to it. So, about the same height, actually, both ways, with both heads to the top of the forehead. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you all for watching, and thank you for all the support. This has been 12 Virus and Broly, signing out.